Okay, for those that have heard me before, I kind of go on the theme of my son's death. This is no different. So last semester I had a writing assignment and I just kind of ran across this and I thought I'd share this. It's called my blog. Within days of my son's death, I had gone from being a happy wife and mom to a grieving mother, to feeling like the drawings of people around me who were also grieving their loss. My sense of responsibility drove me to comfort those around me. I felt the spirit. I knew I had unseen support, more powerful than those who died. My church fell as my words expressed awareness I was seeing. I longed for each time that Anne, my neighbor, friend, and support would be here. Anne, who without even knowing was my rock. The one I was relying on for strength. She asked me if I was ready for the anger, which is part of grief. Would I be angry with God? My answer was, how can I be angry with God? He let me have Tucker for 15 years. It was a blessing to have him. How can I be angry if he loves him too and wanted him back? You should write a book, Anne told me. The idea never crossed my mind. I'm not a writer. She was not the only one to bring it up. The seed had been planted. I was given a journal to write my experiences in. I found it so difficult as writing took so much effort by hand. I'm glad for the entries that I did make, as the clarity of the events is forgotten as the months went past. The journals were also forgotten as the months flew by. I continued to feel the spirit tell me that I needed to be documenting my experiences. After 3 nights of no sleep, it became clear to me that this was not something that could be ignored any longer. I was ready to listen. I must start a blog, easier than a book. Who knows, maybe the book will come someday, but for now, my blog is out there. My entries are personal, with my own interpretations of what the Spirit wants me to share, a tool, I hope, for those who need to hear my story. And then I have one of the entries from my blog that people seem to like, so. It's called Ice Scrapers versus I Love You. St. George usually doesn't get iced windshields. At least I don't think it does. I usually park in the garage. But this winter the garage is being utilized for a shop to put Parker's motorcycle together. Anyway, my car has icy windshields and my ice scrapers disappeared. Mind you, it's not just any ice scraper. It has sentimental value as well. So now you're asking how or why would an ice scraper have sentimental value? It goes back to Tucker working at Boy Scout summer camp the summer before he died. Thunder Ridge, up in the southern Utah mountains. There's a very windy road to get there. They decided to grade it, as it was very rough. Their timing was bad. Before it had a chance to pack down again, a summer storm came through and made it a very dangerous road to travel. I was returning Tucker to summer camp for the next week's camp. He was driving and started to fishtail and slide in the mud. He only had his permit and had never driven in bad conditions, so I told him to stop and let me drive. This was halfway up the hill. It was treacherous, but we made it. He was very concerned about my driving back home. The mud was hanging off the car and the wheel wells were packed with mud. He used the ice scraper to remove the mud from my wheel wells. He was trying to make it safer for me. A simple act, but it's free. I love you, Mom. Let me just say, the ride down the hill was even more treacherous as there were other cars trying to make it up the hill as I was sliding my way down, sometimes sideways. At some point, the ice scraper was removed from my car, and we have been unable to locate it. I have requested that another one be purchased, but apparently they are not to be found in St. George. So when we returned home today, I entered through the garage, and I thought that I would look for my ice scraper. I was asking my angels if it was in the garage. Yes. What side of the garage? left. Well, I couldn't find the 3-foot ice scraper anywhere, so I got the ladder and stepped up for a better view. Still looking for the 3-foot scraper, I noticed something. Flat, black, sitting under a receipt. I wondered what it could be. I tried to pick it up and realized it had a handle that was slipped under the stereo. I pulled it out and held back my tears. It was an ice scraper, one that Tucker had made in shop class. He's still choking me up. God and Tucker love me, and I'm grateful.